You look like a hot, sweaty mess.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody, and welcome to, what are we calling this now?
I don't know. Whatever it is.
Episode 220.
Just show 220.
Yeah,
we're back.
Well, we're still in the garage.
Yeah.
We're still in the garage.
We're in the garage.
Download Youth Ministry podcast.
There it
Is
is.
it podcast or webcast?
Web show.
We'll figure it out.
Whatever.
Let you know. I'm
Welcome
Nick
back.
Fields. This is
We
Katie,
still
who doesn't
don't have
any touch
iTunes
right
working.
here. That's Josh.
Hi-yo.
This is Matt.
Oh, who just
We're in
walked
the
in over there?
garage. Katie's husband Ron is here. My son Cody.
Cody just walked in.
Oh. Africa just walked in.
Wow.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, it is.
Yeah.
It's all
It
over
is.
the place.
Be a dance party here.
I know. I actually think Ron and Cody have very similar personalities.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Matthew.
What?
Matt.
We're recording this. Other people are we're enjoying the show.
Ron
They still are
has
enjoying
very
it.
I
fun-
thought those were the early episodes that you did that. You've matured.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Ron has very fun
Me and your
memories
daughter
of them.
have regressed.
They were buddies.
Guys,
Cody
it's
was little.
something's different today. I don't know what it is. It's like we're all
I'm
drinking
drinking water
from
instead
a.
of coffee. Which is
What do we have here? What is
Finally,
this?
we have a beverage sponsor.
Finally.
Humankind Water.
That's right.
Oh, that's for real?
That's for
Yeah.
real. We don't tell Katie much till she just shows at the garage.
Yeah.
I was happy to have water. So
Hey, but
thank
here's
you.
the deal. These guys, we help them
Yeah.
in on Walmart's.
What?
Like get on the shelf or something like that?
Yeah, it was a
Put me on the shelf.
contest. All youth workers put this together, Katie, and they won in Walmart, and now we're trying to keep them in Walmart.
Oh,
So it's
great.
youth workers that did this. They won in Walmart. We're keeping in Walmart. They don't take any profit. All the money goes to clean
Cool.
water.
One bottle is equal to clean water for one person for a whole year.
Look
So
at
when you buy this.
Matt drinking his Rebel Diet Coke off to the side.
I don't drink water much, but when I do, it's humankind.
Humankind water.
That's good.
Anyhow, beverage sponsor.
And
there it is.
we have some primary sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, youth specialties.
Always.
We're so grateful.
Love you.
We had youth specialties drink last time.
Yeah, you and Matlock had a little drink, didn't you? Or are we not supposed to talk about that? Anyway, that was.
What do you
About
drink?
that.
Humankind water.
Humankind water.
Totally.
And leader tracks.
We can talk about my scotch if we talk about your wine.
You can talk about me being a Christian.
I'm
So
Oh, and Katie.
I wouldn't mind talking about wine because that's what
Yep.
Jesus and I drink.
Right.
But I'm not very good at it. I just
Yeah.
started, and I'm a total wine rookie.
Yeah. There you go.
So
Made of grapes.
It's nice to be next to someone who's so Christ-like.
I know. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You should
Oh,
say Walk
meant
on
me,
Water
right?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She mentioned
speaking
the
of
episode
leader
we did
tracks,
without you.
We have somebody who is a Download Youth Ministry monthly member. His name is Doug Franklin.
But it's not the Doug Franklin.
No, he's a Doug Franklin in
Interesting.
Northern California or something like that. Because
Doug Franklin.
when I see his name, I think, oh, Doug Franklin's a member of DYM, and then I look at the address.
And he's
no,
not.
I'm
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you, Doug Franklin.
I like the other Doug Franklin better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whatever your real name is.
360, who we love and adore. We're going
Yes.
to be in their new newsletter or
Yeah, like
their magazine.
spring fall magazine or something they were
Yeah.
calling it.
We're
Cool.
excited
I
about
don't know
it.
why you're
Like-
looking at me. I don't.
Yeah, I just realized that. She didn't even know about the water, humankind water,
We have a
until
lot
today.
of stuff going on. Josh,
Yeah.
this is the first time we've been on
Yeah.
since we have a brand new blog.
We have a brand new blog. If you go to lovegodlovestudents.com, you can enjoy the blog. Out with the old, in with the new,
Yeah.
and it's a new day. It's been getting a lot of visitors, which is fun, and I'm writing a ton with some friends. So
Yeah.
one of those friends being Doug Fields.
Yeah. So basically, you killed off more than Dodge.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. It's dead to me.
Killed
And
off or kicked off?
both, maybe. And now I just do Love God, Love Students. And so it was just time for a new day. I kind of wanted to concentrate everything that I did into one place, and that place is downloadyouthministry.com. So the show, the blog, resources, it's kind of our thing now. So there you
Awesome.
go. Yeah, I love it. I'm excited.
Hey, well, we have one more thing to talk about, and then we're gonna get going.
Humankind water.
Lifebook. You guys, has
Yeah.
you guys done this yet?
Mhm.
How'd it go?
So great. We did it like the same time.
Yeah.
All of our students. So it was a really cool thing to
The
do together.
saturation
We did, yeah.
strategy that they have.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to do.
I just love it that it's free, and they will give you as many as you will give out.
free
Well, for
stuff.
junior
I do
high-
love free.
You do love free, but for
Yeah.
junior high it was a real introduction for us to like even just what evangelism looked like and what talking to your friends looks like. So it was cool.
It's cool design. It's well done. I'm a big fan. Big
You
fan.
know what? I was looking on the website. Scott C. Tinman, Tinman, who's we recognize
Yeah,
his name.
longtime
He's very
friend.
gracious to us. He he wrote a blog about taking See You at the Pole to the next level, and he's combined the Lifebook with See You at
that's
the
a great
Pole
idea.
to do a whole saturation thing. So if you want to know how to do that, but they will give up to 1,500 of these free. to your
1,500. So how do they find
They-
Tinman's article?
I just said scottctinman.com.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't hear
there you
.com,
go.
and I just heard
Oh, sorry.
Scott
Dot
Tinman.
com.
And it's taking See You at the Pole to the next level.
That's good.
I'm kind of surprised that nobody has commented so far on the fact that I have my computer and not paper questions.
Whoa, this is a new day.
Uh-huh.
/ your printer is out of toner, wasn't plugged in. What happened?
You see right through that ruse.
Something wasn't working.
The Office Max is so far away.
Water
so-
is delicious.
So
Oh,
good.
that humankind water?
But since we didn't
Sorry,
pay
I
for
just
it,
really-
we didn't really help anybody, right? Is that
Well-
what's going on here?
We're talking about it.
It's
That helps.
That helps
Yeah.
people.
Awareness.
So really what we want youth workers to do is to go get a bunch of them at Walmart.
Yeah.
If they don't have it at Walmart, ask the Walmart people why it's not there. For goodness sake, they want a contest. They're youth workers. Let's buy their water, support them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Get our kids to drink
Super
humankind
cool.
water.
Super cool.
Josh,
Yeah.
you've been at high school camp?
High school camp was amazing. It was huge. We had so much fun. I'm exhausted, a little sunburned, and it was incredible.
Sweaty mess.
Every year I say that was the best ever.
Yeah.
And I genuinely mean it. And it might not really be whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me,
The memory
I
of the
just
goldfish.
need summer camp it's a beautiful thing. It's a great moment. So many decisions. We did a bunch of baptisms. It was just awesome.
That's
It was
great.
just awesome. So
My wife went as a small group leader.
She
and
did.
She loved it. She had a great
she
time.
was incredible too. Kind of fought through a little sickness and
Yeah.
it was great. We had 3 broken bones at camp. We had an arm,
Beautiful.
It's like
a leg,
community.
and a toe. There you go.
Nice.
Not sure. Maybe the Holy
Toe
Spirit's
doesn't really
bum.
count as a broken bone.
Well, I guess it was like foot, maybe foot. It wasn't a toe.
Broken
I've been
foot.
saying toe. It was foot.
Yeah.
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 So
See,
that
who knows when this will get up
Yeah.
on the
Right.
website,
Yeah.
Matt? But this is early August for us.
Yeah.
And we're still
Very
in the middle-
early.
We're still in the
Very
middle of
early.
summer. Yeah,
Yeah.
August. 2nd.
yeah. Well, California summer is really late. We don't even start
Yeah.
school till after Labor Day, where most people have been in for a while.
Yeah.
So
Which
People are
I
in
thought would be
school
an
right now?
interesting thing for the blog, Josh.
What's
when
that?
do people start?
yeah, I like
We
it.
need
When's
to know
like your
that
fall
anyway.
kickoff or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Like right now.
And
like
you
Where you could
leave
just go
for
to
junior
4
high camp
websites.
in
Monday.
just a couple days.
Monday. Yeah, 2 days from now. So excited.
So great.
Yeah, can't wait.
And you're here still doing the podcast.
Are you awake?
Dedication.
What do you mean? I've
Really?
had like 5 excellent jokes. Are you kidding me?
And Matt, what's up in your
Number
life?
6.
Started another new church.
Number 6.
No,
Yeah, church number 7 this year.
this year. It's been a great month.
Sorry you got canned.
How are you?
So good. Things are going great.
That's great.
So relaxed.
I have
right
no
now.
summer camp, so there you go.
So is adult ministry.
Uh-huh.
So is my adult
Yeah, we're
ministry
just-
hair
So
lady.
is relaxed.
Just
and
relax
not
and
care in the
enjoying
world.
the summer.
That's right. I'm really relaxed. I just got back from vacation. How great is that?
That is
Gone
great.
forever.
Vacation.
Yeah, it was like
summer.
10
You were
days.
gone so much I even missed you.
That's a
Wow,
long-
I
that
know.
is a long
I
time.
know. Josh and I were in New York.
I know. I
was
loved
fun.
your pictures. They were
Mhm.
so fun.
We had a
That
good
was
time.
very fun. After the
Loved
Student
it.
Leadership Conference in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
I love
Yeah.
that.
That
Amazing.
Katie's going to speak at next year.
Absolutely. You
She's already
should.
committed because her own daughter went and had a great time.
Oh yeah, Abby, that was life changing for her this summer.
Oh, I
She came
love
back
it.
wanting to and she made sure she prefaced it with, "This is not because of you, Mom. This is because of what God's doing in my life." And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
"Great."
Not because of you.
But
No.
she was like, "I want to be a speaker and I want to be a pastor," and she just, SLC this
That's
year.
so cool.
How many times has she said, it's not because of you, it's because of Dad?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up from Dad.
Oh.
Dad.
All right, let's jump in. Here's Susie Ralph, who we know from Student Leadership, who
Yeah.
didn't get to go. Hey, Katie and guys, every time I get an email that talks about student leadership, it makes me seriously sad that I can't go. I really wanted to. Last year was great. If 2014 is close enough, I'll do whatever I can to be there.
Aw.
I'm starting to realize that I have a problem. I don't like to admit it.
Please don't read my name.
But all the head knowledge I have about leading and youth ministry hasn't always been put into practice. Appreciate her honesty there.
Yeah.
I've given in to the very bad habit of doing everything instead of equipping my team. Although small groups run without me, except for I pick out the studies and give them to the leaders. We are understaffed at our church, so we all do too much, more than our positions. So we all do. I like paper so much better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So we all do much more than most in our positions. What's the best way to break the habit without feeling like a severe, drastic change to my team? I need to manage more to be more of a coach instead of the player in the game trying to run around and cover everyone's positions. It's not fun admitting that I'm not a great leader right now, but I appreciate your help.
Yeah. Well, I'll start off on that. I like her illustration of coach and player and whatever, and I would say coaches aren't in the game. They are on the sidelines. So remove yourself and put yourself where the coach belongs, which is on the sidelines. So give some big responsibilities away, give some stuff, delegate right away, and observe, coach, nudge, love, and don't lead from the front. Yeah, get on the sidelines right away.
So get on the sidelines, you're saying don't hang with kids, don't...
I'm saying give the small group curriculum.
Falls apart.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I would say give.
So God wants some of us to be on the bench?
Okay, here we go. You're going to be in the crowd. I know that one. Sorry, you're in the crowd. No, I would say, for example, like small group curriculum, choosing the small group curriculum, put yourself on the sidelines and let someone else run that play. Let someone else shoot that and whatever, ditch the analogy. Let someone else have that responsibility. That's great.
What happens when they pick some Mormon curriculum?
That's where you oversee them and you say, tell me what show me what you looked at this Sunday, and then let's put it into practice on Tuesday or whatever.
Hey, Matt, when you reach back for your illegal drink, will you open that door so we get a little airflow in here?
Please, it's 4,000
I don't know,
degrees.
the more Josh sweats, the more I like it.
Well, you're liking it a lot
right
today.
there, doesn't it?
It's so nice.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
God, it took a second.
Yep. I think there's 3 times in that email she said, I'm not a good leader, or you read the same sentence over and over again. But I that's not true. I mean, you're just at a different place in your leadership right now, and you know what your next step is. That doesn't mean you aren't a great leader or you haven't been a great leader. It just means that you know what's next, and that's really good. That means you're not in a rut, and I would be excited about that. The fact that you see a growth area. I think if to talk about what Josh was saying, to back away a little bit from some things, is start with things that are stressful for you or maybe aren't a total great fit for who you are. It's not something that you're either good at or you like doing. You don't want to be the kind of leader that is just dumping stuff that you don't like to do. I mean, that's a drag because people will pick up on that, and it's like, all this person does is just give you the stuff he or she doesn't want to do. So you don't want to be like that. But there is, there is the fact that when God pulls the church together, that people have different gifts and different passions and different abilities. And if there's something that you don't like doing, even just a little bit, then maybe there's somebody that you can find. Maybe that can be your first step in who you need to look for.
I think too, when's been your last season of true evaluation? Evaluating yourself, evaluating kind of the players around you and what everybody's strengths and weaknesses are. I think as, at least once a year or so to really kind of, for you to step back and go, okay, what am I doing? What do I have my hands in? And really kind of looking at it. I mean, we do a lot of stuff on the whiteboard. We're throwing just kind of all the roles on the whiteboard and wow, okay, what are the things that I love? I mean, really just kind of assessing you and all the other players. I think that's an important part of it too.
What do you think about leaders who feel the pressure to hang on to things?
Yeah, or are forced to hang on to things?
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting to dig a little deeper and just go, okay, Susie, is there anything in you that wants to be the star?
I'm just enjoying this. Whatever's happening.
We're in the garage.
Yeah.
Garage things are happening.
Yeah.
Huh? No, it's great.
Is that Kathy or Cassie?
It's me. I was being quiet as I can.
You were as quiet as a mouse,
church
baby.
mouse.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now I'm gone.
Didn't even hear you, but I love you. When I don't want to give up some leadership.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Do I want to be the star of the show? Am I the only one who can do that? Have I surrounded myself with people who are just robots and waiting for my delegation, synonymous with dumping?
Yep.
I think what you guys said was great. But I also wonder do leaders have to open their heart a little bit and say, okay, why am I holding on to this?
Yeah.
Stepping back.
Yeah.
The evaluating is a great deal. I wonder if we just would also then evaluate some of our own pieces of our heart to say, I kind of hang on to this because I like it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and the expectations might force you to hang on to things as well.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think you've hit times, we've all hit times in our ministry where as we've our leadership mantle has expanded or grown and we're overseeing more people or more staff, you really do have to kind of zero in on, okay, I love speaking, I love hanging out with people, and I love this. And so these are the things that I love and that my position calls for and that I gotta do, and really kind of determining what those few things are.
Yeah.
And then, okay, everything else is not in these categories.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to, get the right team around me to do these things. I think for sure it's a both and of your heart, what do you love, what can you do, and what are you supposed to do, and then.
I think you're right, Doug. Sometimes it's pride. I mean, I don't know if you use that word, but that's what I would label it. I think sometimes leaders are, they're perfectionistic, and so of course nobody can ever do anything as good as me, is the mentality. And you know what? Things can suck, and it might not be that bad. Like the whole world might not stop spinning. That's basically been my excuse for all the mistakes I've made. So I just hold on tight and don't let go.
I like it.
Well, one of the things I appreciate about Susie and leaders like that struggle with that is, when it comes down to leadership, nobody cares more than you do about your ministry.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get other people to care to the same degree in which you care. So the only way they're going to is that if you bring them in and hold their hand and let's do this together. Katie, I'm not saying this because Ron is here. I've said this many times, but you're the best at the table of developing leaders. I mean, you do a great job at building team and developing leaders, and I think you should write on that. Katie's 10 tips.
I agree.
We'll put it on Love God.
Yeah,
Love
put it on the
Students.
blog. All right.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Katie's got her own blog. Did that stop?
Well, it's more just like a journal.
Oh.
It's about Abby and me.
Oh.
Which I like. I love that.
Yeah,
Our buddy
too.
Mark
I just haven't read it
Eads. Mark Eads from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Mark is a DYM member.
Yeah, I like Mark.
Hey, Katie and the other guys. That's the second person that's done that. Are they doing that because you just dominate?
No.
Apparently
I'm just the
so.
only girl. I
We're only worthy of and the guys. Wow. Good speak. Talk about pride. Boom. There we go.
I was thinking about youth transition from elementary school to middle school, and middle school to high school, and high school to college. Could you guys share a couple of key ideas that help kids, parents, and leaders with those transitions? Also, new Hall of Fame. How do we get our picks to you? Blessings. Just a middle school guy. What do you got going on there, man?
Are you okay? Is that
human
malaria?
Wonder is choking me.
Yeah. It's because you were mixing.
Is that good or
with
bad
Diet
for
Coke.
the?
It feels like that would not help
It
the
would
beverage
not be
sponsorship,
the
but
beverage sponsorship.
whatever.
I'm sure it's just one of my chins getting in the way.
All right.
Much better with Diet Pepsi. Oh.
Spoken. So new Hall of Fame, we can talk about that later because we don't know.
Yeah.
We're,
Who knows?
We're switching everything over to DYM, so
Yep.
we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. It'll be good.
But let's talk transitions.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I thought about, Josh, while you were at camp.
Okay.
You were at high school camp, and partly I was thinking about camp because partly because my wife was there,
Yeah.
partly because my daughter, who just graduated high school, wasn't there.
there. I felt that. It
And
was weird not having a field kid at camp.
Well, it was
I'm not lying.
interesting. I wonder if and I never did this as a high school pastor, so I'm throwing it out there as a dad.
Please throw it out of the ivory tower.
Yeah. It is, what would
Flutters down.
It's like, what's he saying? That was kind of mean. I'm joking. Come on.
Mad.
what would it look like to those kids that just graduated
Yeah.
having a letter from you on Wednesday at camp, and this goes out to them, and hey, I know you're getting ready to go, your freshman year
that's cool.
in high school or in college, and camp just isn't the same without you, and just hope, just something like a little encouragement, because one of the things I've said for years is the difficult thing when I was a high school pastor, is that you spend 4 years loving kids, and then as soon as that graduation hits, or what we would call freshman frenzy, the new incoming junior hires are coming in, it's like you have to turn your back on these kids that you cared about so much, because there's this whole new crop of kids coming, and you have a short window to get them and to integrate them into your ministry, and if you don't,
Yeah, you lose them right there.
You
right?
lose them right there because they're coming off a great junior high ministry or great experience, and so you're working on names, you're spending time with them, you're showing up at those events, and those 4 years of kids that you just invested in, well, hopefully they'll.
Right. Hopefully they'll make it.
Yeah.
No, that's a great idea. I actually just said something very similar to Cassie inside when I saw her. I was like, I missed you. It was weird not having you there.
Yeah.
I love it. It wasn't the
as
same.
personal note.
Not as good as a personal note, and only to one person. But that's a really great idea.
Hey, personal thought.
Yeah. Some of your seniors are glad they're not around anymore.
Yeah. Well, you're always glad to have some people go. That's the beauty of youth ministry. You can kick people out of the church and it feels good. You're like,
So anyway, that's just one transition
I love
idea,
it.
not one that we've
Love
done,
it.
but it's an idea.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I think for
Did
us,
you have not seniors didn't go, or did Cassie just?
Seniors
choose
could
not?
go. We allowed seniors to go this year. It'll probably be the last time we do that because our college ministry wants to do their own retreat or camp or something
Yeah.
next summer. So
Yeah.
which is cool too. So yeah, we had a bunch of seniors go as student leaders too, which was a great move as
Yeah.
well. A lot of fun. That kind of a new idea that we've
Yeah.
had.
Have them invest in students and then go off to college.
Yep, exactly.
Perfect.
One last hurrah. One of the things that Katie,
That's right.
Katie as a junior high pastor,
Homeless
is a high school
people.
pastor, same church. She is very generous with her leaders. So a great way to help students stick in that weird handoff transition is to just be kind and give your leaders up to us. And so a bunch of her junior high small group leaders become high school life group leaders as well. And it's completely seamless. They're called life groups. They move up, and all of a sudden you're a freshman and you're just in HSM, and they don't miss a beat. And that is a huge way for us to retain those relationships and that core of students right away.
Well, and I think our relationship with each other,
Totally.
and then our relationship now with our college pastor, I think that's been really cool of just our desire together to see transition go well and for parents to be in the loop. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
we've tried to kind of align our styles and our communication and that kind of thing. So
Totally.
we copy each other's stuff all the time. So the parent letter that Griff sends out to freshmen is the same letter that I send out to 7th grade, just modified. And
It
so
is.
even just our styles aligned and stuff, so it's not like a completely different communication style and some of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So that's been fun, just I think for us as leaders to kind of just have great relationships. I think parents see that between high
Yeah.
school and junior high, and now with college, it's been a good, it's been a fun time. So
What about elementary school? So
transitioning.
yeah, it's a different department, quote unquote.
Yeah.
We would say it's another silo that
Yeah.
they kind of operate alone.
Definitely.
How has that transition worked there?
That's I feel like it's a harder transition in our setting from 8th to 9th. Since our rooms are next door to each other,
Yeah.
and
Instead of going
you're
here, you go
seeing
here.
High school
Got it.
ministry. Josh is our camp speaker this year. We've tried to really kind of infuse each other into
Need to
ministry.
work on those
But
messages.
elementary is on the other side of
You can
campus.
get some from
Download
download.
Totally. But it's hard moving from elementary to junior high. It's a
Yeah.
really tough transition. So we worked hard with our children's ministry. We partner on an event together, which has actually turned out to be a great thing for us. We call it the Bridge Event. Super clever. And
Groundbreaking.
No questions.
parents and kids come, and we actually, our junior
Do you
high
meet
team
on
runs
a
the
bridge?
program, and we do a little junior high thing for parents,
It'd be great
like a
experience.
junior high 101, and then we do lots of fun exposure to what Wildside is. We do a tour of our building, we do a kickoff event, just all sorts of stuff to give them a lot of front doors into our ministry.
Yeah, that's good.
Love it.
I love that answer, and what I love about it is you didn't let Matt's dumb comments derail you.
Derail at
You
all.
just kept going
Yeah.
on
No one listens to me on the podcast.
Well, you're just driving it. I love that. I love that. You used to a year ago. You'd kind of pause and give him a man. I feel like I should laugh at that, but now you're just going. I love it. Yeah.
This is an important topic.
It is an important topic.
They're all important
No, but
topics.
transitions is hard. It's tough for parents, especially
Yeah.
first-time parents of gonna be junior hires, gonna be high schoolers,
Yeah.
gonna be. That is a terrifying place to be.
Well, and we're
So-
becoming parents too, so we're of those type of age students.
Yeah.
So I have a kid that's going to be going into Wildside. Katie's got a kid that's coming into HSM
Next year.
next year. So I think we're keenly aware of how we're communicating to students and taking very little for granted.
Totally, yeah, for
Making
sure.
some changes is what I'm trying to say.
I think it's a bigger transition for parents sometimes even than students, especially coming into junior high. I think parents have so many what is going to happen in junior high, or
Yeah.
parents
Yeah.
of high schoolers, what is going to happen in
Yeah.
high school. So I think students sometimes weather the transitions even a little bit easier than parents do. So parent communication, those types of things.
Great. You got anything you want to add to that, boss?
Beautiful. Nope, just snide remarks.
Check.
Hey, have
This water was so delicious, I was the first one to finish it, by the way.
Yeah, you're
Is that all
hydrated.
you can
That's
drink?
The bottle.
Like,
Well, I guess. I mean,
crack into
I
those, or
guess.
are those
you're
display
gonna keep
only?
sending us cases.
All right.
As youth workers, go to Walmart and buy cases.
Yeah.
They will go, okay, we're gonna keep sending those guys
Yeah.
cases.
Or Google Humankind Water and bam, gets them sent right to you.
They
awesome.
deliver?
They do.
It's like a weird thing to ship to yourself. Water.
A case, a pallet of water. I'm in.
Yeah.
But it's
Go to the website.
refreshing for you, life-saving for them.
Humankindwater.org.
It's cool.
Hey, let's talk about Operation Christmas Child for a second, because we talked to them about mentioning it on the podcast.
We did.
Does junior high, high school, did any of you guys participate in the shoebox making deal?
Yeah, we have in the past, and right around October, November, we always do like Operation Christmas Child, or our church even has done some of their own stuff more recently, which has been fun. So Samaritan's Purse, I think, is Samaritan's Purse that puts that on. Operation Christmas Child, super cool way to have students serving and getting
a
involved.
lot of our
and
students serve, instead of doing it on our campus, a lot of students go to their warehouses and
Yeah, the
serve.
distribution
Yeah, the
centers.
distribution
Those are
center.
cool.
That we have a lot of students doing every year, sorting and that kind of thing.
it's fun. Hear the stories of shoeboxes in your community, even around the world. So
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
SamaritanPurse.org. SamaritanPurse.org.
Yeah.
But as
Possessive there.
schools starting, I hate to say this with Ron around because
Is it a bunch of Samaritans that
Ron's
have
a
one purse?
teacher. But as school starts and school supplies are being sold, this is a good time to begin to consider. Hey, let me set
Yeah.
some aside for
that's a
the
good
shoebox
call.
that
Cool idea.
we're gonna put together.
It's an easy way to get involved because every family could do at least one box.
Yeah. Our kids have done them
You know.
for years
Yeah.
now, since they were little. They're still little, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Your kids in your house or your kids in your youth group?
No, kids in our house. I mean, youth group too.
Yeah,
But our
they're also-
kids,
they're a
we
bunch of
started
strong
really
kids.
young doing shoeboxes. We love it.
It's
I
good.
think it's cool.
Hey, also, those of you who are part of our podcast, send us your information about networks. If you are part of a
Yeah,
network, Mark
please.
Eads, who we just read his letter, said, just want to let you know we have a long-lasting youth ministry network called Youth Ministry Fellowship, which Bridge was already taken, so they went with this one. We meet monthly, and we have a monthly youth
So
pastor spouse get-togethers. Pastor
Wow.
spouse get-togethers.
That's fun.
That's
This has
super
been one of
fun.
the most awesome groups I'm a part of. We enjoy having you come and meet with us. We would love it. Well, that's our goal one of these
Yeah,
days.
road trips.
Where is
We're going to do Iowa.
Yeah.
What could
So-
we see in Iowa? What's there?
Mark.
Corn. And Mark, yeah.
Mark and his
Love Mark.
is great. Okay, David Faxton
Okay.
says,
With
"Hey
an F or a
Matt,
TH? Faxton?
Fax, T-H-A-X-T-O-N.
Faxton,
Hey Matt,
all right.
sorry you got canned.
Thank you.
I am working toward being a rewinder
So mean, huh?
because how do you like that bit, Ron?
Sorry you got canned.
Yeah.
It's
I'd
so
like to see
funny,
how long we
right?
can. Yeah, it's funny.
6 years from now, they'll be like, oh, sorry, dude. Sorry you got
And
canned.
me watching it are gonna always say that.
I'm working toward being a rewinder because I just recently discovered the Youth Ministry Garage.
There you
Wow.
go.
I
Download
used to
Youth
watch
Ministry
it when
web
you were
show.
SYM and thought you had all gone off the air forever. So I was pumped to find you again because I'm always encouraged, motivated to be a better student pastor and have fun while doing it.
Good job on Google.
My question I've been in
That
student
was not
ministry.
funny. Why did we laugh at that?
That was fun. I've been in student ministry full-time for 6 years total. Last year, my wife and I moved to Atlanta to be a full-time student pastor, and we had a great first year. The first Wednesday I got there, 8 kids were sitting in a circle in a depressing fellowship hall. A year later, we've grown our core to 25 students. We've redesigned the basement as space designated for middle school and high school. I recruited and kept 8 young couples to be adult leaders.
Wow.
I started an effective competition system to run during the school year. Each team has student leaders we call captains and our student leadership training platform. Also, we started a student band with the help of an adult leader and our worship leader, and we've begun building a student media team. Wow, lots
Dude,
going
drop the mic, walk away. That's it. Just boom.
Why isn't this guy on our podcast?
Seriously, you
on.
have
So I feel like we
Replacing a
had a
blog
great
for
year
us?
building a youth ministry, but where we lack is building relationships with students, parents, and training our adult leaders. We have a lot of momentum, and everyone has an excited what now
That's
attitude.
cool.
What advice would you give me going into year 2? Thanks for all you do. You inspire me.
That's awesome. A lot of good things going right
Start
there.
a series on numbers.
I think
Book of Numbers?
pour into your people. Pour into your people. What a great moment.
King doesn't want to laugh.
Just be strong.
So
Be
many
strong.
comments going through my mind.
Why don't
but
you
I
say
just-
all of them?
No,
Why would you hold anything back?
I don't know.
You don't think what you have to say is worthwhile?
I do.
Mm.
Okay.
So you don't love our audience enough for them to enjoy that.
No, She
Right.
hasn't been here since day one, man, so
Yeah, she
she's
just doesn't understand.
Yeah,
She
we
just
kind of
doesn't
had to
understand.
beg her to be a part of this
Yeah.
thing.
Not true.
The
Yeah,
third
I
and
know.
definitely the
We didn't
best.
have to beg her.
It was
We
more
had to
just
beg Jana.
educating me. That's what it was.
Okay.
That was really the process.
We've done this thing hundreds of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
220.
I like it.
220 episodes.
I've almost been 100 episodes.
Have you really?
Yeah,
It's not like she's the new girl.
Like 230-ish.
I don't even
230
remember
will
the
be
other
100
females that we
episodes.
had.
Yeah, I couldn't even list them right now.
Uh-uh.
But if you go back and become a rewinder, you can find out who they are. I would say, man, what a great time to pour into your people. This is awesome, especially heading into fall, the new school year. This is a great chance to gather up your people, pour into them. You can download some great training, video training if you don't feel qualified to teach it, or great training that you can then adapt and teach yourself. There's tons of good stuff out there. Maybe even get a little book on relational ministry and talk about that and share some tips and what's
What's a
working.
book
what's not
on
working.
relational ministry?
I don't know
How
of
to
one.
win friends and influence people?
I was thinking of like 99 Thoughts for Small Group Leaders would be an idea. Doug and I wrote it. Yeah, thank you. But that's an idea of like, just do a little book study together, talk about what relational ministry is, and spend time training them. Obviously, you've got to model it and believe it and all that stuff. But man, grab some food, hang out together once a month or whatever, and pour into your people. Love your people, train them.
Yeah, obviously he's got some energy.
Yeah.
Because there's been
Things
a
are
lot of
cooking.
stuff that's happening here, but it would be interesting. And these are why these questions are kind of hard to answer, because we could probably spend a couple of weeks with him and see some, see some spots that he could use help on. But I don't think you ever hurt your youth ministry when you go after training your leaders to
Yeah,
make them more
no.
effective.
Yeah.
It might be a fun time, since you're at that year mark, to even retreat with them. Like maybe if
cool.
you guys can get away for a whole day together or something. Maybe you before that, kind of stepping back and looking at what does their role look like for the next year? What are you hoping for them, praying for them? What are the goals kind of for the next year? And then maybe taking them away for a day and kind of having some great relational time, but also some just great vision time, and just getting excited about year 2 together. That could be, I think, a really fun. You're at a great mark for that, I think. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, or you can do something. You can do that and do something where you come up with an excuse to celebrate something and gather everybody together. Your leaders, your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe even parents, and highlight 2 or 3, or it sounds like there's 100 awesome things from the past year, and spend a little bit of time talking about that and being excited and highlight. You don't want to make it about you, obviously, and I don't feel like your email makes it about you, but use that to catapult to what's next. Hey, we can't stop. Yeah, celebrate. Anything. Come up with something and use that to pivot in the future.
What if you got a habit of all youth ministries doing that?
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
let's celebrate this last year. Where do we see God move?
Love
Yeah,
it.
we're
Love
always
it.
Celebrate
looking
some
ahead,
life
jumping
change.
to
Exactly.
the next thing so fast. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Why
Christmas
don't
and
we
Easter.
ever
I
do
was just
that?
gonna say, man, another idea just floating down. Here we go. Let's do it. I love it.
Yeah, that's a cool
Floating
idea.
down from where?
The Ivory Tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone thought I was so mean when I said it, but no one thinks Josh
She's
is mean.
saying you're in the Ivory Tower.
Oh,
Bingo.
Dang it.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like
The
it up
tables
here.
have turned. No, but I love that.
I've been waiting to be in the Ivory Tower
Because
for so long.
after summer ministry in particular in Archon, we take a
Yeah.
deep breath,
And then
maybe a
check
quick
it out.
vacation, and we are on. It's back to it. And so, man, what if you ended summer or whatever season with a big annual celebration
Let's do that.
I think it's cool.
Well, what's your
You
fall
wanna add
kickoff?
something?
It's just a week.
You don't do that for fall
Yeah,
kickoff?
that's true. We could.
Like what's ahead.
Yeah, that's more
excited
forward
for-
looking, but it'd be
yeah.
fun for
Yeah.
the last weekend of summer to be the
A big celebration.
celebration.
Time.
Yeah.
We
Invite
could.
parents to our service, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
To be a part of it. That'd be cool.
Dia de la Muerte?
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I love when ideas bubble up.
Yeah, it's good.
She's
Well-
so bubbly, but she doesn't bubble in the non-carbonated human kind water. That doesn't take away from how great it is.
It
No,
is
and
still
speaking
delightful.
of bubbling up and celebrating, have we stacked hands that we're all in San Diego doing a podcast together?
That's a
Are
great
you in town that
idea.
weekend, Katie?
What's happening in San Diego?
Is it?
It's the National Youth Workers Convention, Youth Specialties, our
When,
primary
what month
sponsor.
is that
It
happening
was
in?
fun last year.
In San Diego, we are going to do it. I could get to my calendar
Yeah,
now.
this is kind of nice.
Oh
It
boy,
is
distraction
October.
central. Like
Oh.
second and third, something like that.
Yeah, October 3rd. You and I are doing Josh and I are doing a first 2 years in youth ministry.
That'd be
October
cool.
3rd. The conference starts the 4th, 5th, and 6th. We'll do the
Cool.
podcast on maybe the night of the 5th.
Yeah, that'd be
Here's
great.
the deal: if you want to go to San Diego or Nashville, the cheapest price you can get is using our code
Oh, that's awesome.
And that
Why?
code is
MGarage1.
There you go. Get on it.
01 or
Garage.
just one?
One, just the
And the number one,
numericals,
yes.
one.
So join us, the National Youth Workers Convention. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll be teaching a bunch, hanging out.
We need some ideas for that. We need people to write in ideas.
Yeah.
So last year we gave away T-shirts.
We
It was
could do.
basically a funny
Shirts
show.
were fun.
Like no answer to any questions. We just
Yeah.
worked with the audience. But it was very, very fun. So we need
a
ideas
great
of
idea.
what to do.
Yep.
That needs to happen.
We will have our new set by then, don't you think?
I hope so.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a new set coming.
Cool.
We need
time.
to answer some questions though. That was a miss last time.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. As long as I get a free T-shirt, I'm pretty fine.
You're pretty
for
much
you.
there.
Yeah.
Pizza
It,
and a
it might have been
pizza
a miss
and-
for the people watching afterwards.
Yeah.
You know,
Or if you didn't, if you'd never seen the show
people
before.
that were there at the convention,
That was
it
fun.
was
Which
very,
there was
very
a lot
fun.
of people that had never seen it.
There was. They were just like checking it
I
out.
wish the
Sounded
crowd
cool.
could see my 21-year-old son, Cody Fields. He's the coolest human, one of the coolest human in the
Dude,
in the
if
world.
Cody walks over here, they could see him on the video show at least.
You know what I wish
You're
people could see? You have a
21.
box of Subway mayonnaise. That's what I wish people could
Really?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be
So
22 in
gross.
September.
That's number
Ron,
here.
remember when he was a little boy?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
Ron,
used to call you Juan.
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 He used to walk around and help Ron clean
He's
up and
funny
stuff.
too. He walked into my house the other night and just dropped the really great one-liner. It was
Cody?
Yeah, it was fabulous.
awesome.
He's the best.
It was fabulous.
He's the best. Last weekend I was teaching in Seattle, and I was doing. They asked me to do Abraham, so I did Abraham and Isaac deal. I was talking about when he says your son, your only son. I said I couldn't do that. I couldn't sacrifice my only son. I said one of the girls, sure. And I got so much heat from that.
Oh.
Oh my!
You're
Oh
kidding.
my! Humor, folks.
Take a joke.
Uh-huh.
Well, just from
Like
the ladies we
afterwards?
know up there, I'm sure they're the ones that give you a hard time.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
total insider material. Okay, here's another question. I love this guy's name. Zach Zink.
Oh,
That
I talked
ZZ?
to him.
You did?
ZZ Top?
We talked on the phone.
Yeah? Is he a DYM member?
I think so.
Okay, I gotta look
Do
that
you know
up.
what that means?
Yeah, you watch this thing all the time.
Very
More or less.
Yes.
More or less. That
Yeah,
way.
he is. He's great.
No,
Okay, Zach Zink, I love it. Here we go. We are currently in a season of evaluation.
What if he's got the worst question ever?
Maybe.
You didn't prep it? Is that
No, I
what this
prepped
is?
it. This
Okay.
is- I'm electronically prepped.
Oh
No,
boy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Feels risky.
I'm not
Yeah.
on my total game. I
You know
feel
what would make
little,
a great
That's all
great
right.
podcast is if we just did a screencast of you trying to do basic computer tasks.
I would
Hey
watch
Doug,
that.
send a tweet.
Hey Doug,
That's
update the
what-
apps on your phone. Oh, it says 140.
Exactly.
Is that
Yeah, that'd be
bad?
great. How do you reply
guys-
to all?
you
Ron's
guys
laughing
suck.
because I don't do that either.
You don't update your apps?
No.
Ah.
A million people have others to do it for them.
Oh,
So
my
it's fine.
goodness. Wow.
I believe
Yeah,
to do
Ron
than
does it for me. It's
always
great.
being on your phone.
Speaking
Then
of apps,
pushing
let me check and
one
see if
button.
I've got any.
Update.
All right,
Yeah.
Zach Zink. We are currently in a season of evaluation and want to know what other churches' student leadership programming looks like and how you worked in implementing the program. We do not really have a student leadership program within our ministry and looking to add it into our ministry.
Nice.
Okay. Matt, you didn't. John,
I
you just
didn't hear.
you didn't hear the question.
I didn't hear the question.
Too busy updating some apps
I
there.
was just making sure that I didn't need to update anything.
Our student leadership program is pretty loose. We kind of set it up to where students can help run.
Why were you laughing at that? You were laughing.
I don't know. I just was commenting. Go ahead. I wasn't doing
I just want to say, I feel like I've sinned by giving you a hard time in front of Ron. Ron is like one of the greatest people ever, and I just would like to publicly apologize, Ron.
We have a student leadership program that is
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that was.
For Ron, I would apologize to Ron for
220
anything
shows. First apology.
That's right.
It's quite a significant application to get into, but once you get into our student leadership program, we let students really come up with a bunch of creative ideas that they can help serve in the church, outside of the church, in the community, and also in their school. And so we've kind of turned them loose to help create it, and it's been really fun watching them come up with ideas that we would have never come up with, that they kind of know the needs of their school, so we let them do it. For example, I wasn't sure this was a great idea. I was like, oh, it doesn't sound great. But they put, our student leadership team for this one particular high school, put Post-it notes on every single locker in this one high school. And I was like, well, cool. I think that's a good. And they were nice. They weren't like overtly like, whatever. But they were good, encouraging. Maybe it's you're right. They weren't those. But they were like, God loves you, or you're special, you're not an accident. Just nice little positive and Christian messages. And I was like, that's cool. All right. Well, I was amazed at the stories that came out of that idea that I didn't think was good and we would have never come up with. For example, one of the students took a picture of their friend who had their locker open. And this is like months later, and that Post-it note was in the inside of their locker. Like, it was very meaningful. The principal of that school sent us a letter that said, this was one of the most inventive and encouraging and wonderful ways for your church to support all of our students. Thank you so much. So our student leadership program is largely based on what students recognize as needs in their school, in the community, and in our church, and we turn them loose to fulfill it.
So as a high school pastor, what's your vision for it?
I really want our student leaders to make a difference in those areas, and to not just themselves do it, but to mobilize other students as well. So to really not just have this little club of people that goes out and does random projects, but that they will empower all of our students to be a part of it. We've had some successes, we've had some failures, and it hasn't been perfect. Whenever you allow students to lead, it gets really messy, and I am the type of leader that likes to kind of be a little bit more hands-off and let them learn through some mistakes as well. But it's been awesome. When it has worked, it's been really, truly remarkable. We tied You on the Weekend this year to student leadership as well, so some of our student leaders helped with this series we do every year where students do everything for our youth group, videos, testimonies, whatever. And that was okay. It wasn't great, but I think it could be even better this year, so we'll see.
So was that a little bit of a switch? You on the Weekend, for those that don't know,
Yeah.
schools are in charge of pulling off a program.
Yeah.
Did you now this year put like a boundary on it that you have to be in student leadership to be involved?
Anyone could be involved in it, but we wanted the student leaders, as one of their chances to lead, would be to pull off student leadership on their own.
Yeah.
And honestly, it kind of bottlenecked You on the Weekend. I don't think we'll do that again. Maybe we will. I haven't quite.
Because they were
landed on
the
it
program directors, is that what you're saying?
Right. Whether or not they were
Student leaders
really
are the
gifted and
program
passionate about it, that this is something they
Right.
were assigned to do.
Right.
And I think some people that were gifted, passionate, and ready to step up weren't able to because we'd already kind of assigned that leadership to student leadership.
Right.
So I think we might take that one away this next year. We'll see.
When you say
but-
you don't want them to do random activities, what did you mean by that? That was
That I
kinda-
don't want them to do random
Yeah,
activities.
you're like, instead of them just doing a bunch of random activities, I want them to think about stuff on their campus.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, because when you said it, you kind of made it. I just was wondering if you had something specific in mind that
I think that it's more.
I should have interrupted you while you were
No, I think
talking,
it's
so you
good.
didn't
I
forget.
think
Yeah.
both of us have really
Sorry
tried
for
to
not
look
interrupting.
at creating a culture of leadership, a culture of service, a culture of those things.
Yeah.
Where no matter where you're at in the process in your faith, that you have a next step to take in that area. So I know in junior high specifically, we don't have a student leadership program. We have something called Impact. And Impact is just for any student who wants to make an impact in our church, in our community, or around our globe. At any place that you're at, you could make an impact.
Yeah.
A serving
Serving,
yeah.
sharing your faith, compassion, some of those different areas. And so I think we've been working hard to create this culture for our students where they have opportunities to take a next step. So
Now explain to me, what is compassion?
Just
kidding.
Matt has no clue.
Kind water. Carl's Jr.
Oh yeah, you.
These guys are our
defected.
sponsor. Oh, wait.
Well, I like that approach because the impact in junior high has become a non-program execution of student leadership. It's been like, hey, if you want to do this, here's the display, go grab the stuff, investigate, and go do. And that's been really neat because ours is a little more of a program. They have meetings and people that come in and
I
train
think
and
for high
whatever.
school, there is a next level in this area from junior high. I think there's
Yeah.
an up the commitment level and some of that kind of stuff. I think for us, it's mostly expose and the beginning seed planting of what leadership is, and and then I think there are some great transitions into high school where they can
Yeah.
kind of take some more next level commitment steps, which I think is a cool thing. So.
Yeah.
We talked a few months back about the student leadership because my daughter was in student leadership. She's running FCA at her high school,
Yep.
but she was in charge of you on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of pressure that she felt, I think
Yeah.
a good, healthy pressure.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, kids are going, oh, this is what goes into this. Now, some of my friends who write books on youth ministry think student leadership's a bad idea because
Yeah.
it's just another stress that they add to kids. I like it as an on-ramp to tasting ministry.
Yeah.
And I think, I've said this for a long time. You graduate,
Who says that? It's a stress.
you graduate ministers.
Yeah.
You're graduating kids that are not going to walk away from Jesus.
Totally. Well, some of our greatest summer interns, they were part of student leadership. They were really, really involved in that. And so it's fun to go, these future pastors and leaders and missionaries and who knows what else,
Yeah.
they kind of got their first taste in student leadership. So
I think
I'm a
there's-
big fan.
Okay, we have a truck outside.
What is
Very exciting. Truck outside.
Trash day?
Let's do this. Josh, why don't you explain to Katie?
I might need to move my car.
Why don't you explain to Katie what a DYM membership is?
Okay.
It's Matt's paying attention, and then Matt will explain what the student leadership piece of that membership is.
Very cool. Download Youth Ministry membership is where for $19.99 a month you get a ton of great resources. I'm explaining it to you. And $20 a month to spend on whatever you want. So there's a ton of great things that are delivered every single
There's 8
month.
things. What are they? There's
$20 a month.
Yep.
that's one of them.
Audio mentoring.
Yep.
A video training, a student leadership piece, a free video, a free game,
And a mystery download.
mystery download,
And a parent newsletter.
newsletter.
Yeah.
Parent
So
newsletter.
basically, the 8 essential pieces of your ministry, we completely do and hand over to you. Digitally download it, grab it, it's yours. $19.90 a month plus the $20 that you can spend on whatever you want. So
Now,
that's
plus the
technically
$20, you get the
you get that in
$20, so
addition to it, right?
It's ultimately all that free. So now when I see people that have spent more than $20
Yeah.
on stuff, I go, oh, I wish you to just
Yeah, become a member.
Become a member for a month, get all the stuff.
Right.
It's free, part of that. Spend the $20, and then if you don't like it, cancel your membership.
Yeah, no big deal, no sweat.
But I see people spending more than 20 and going, oh, I
All
wish
the time. So that's what a
But
DYM
see, the
member is. So
the reality is that none of us really know how to run a business, and
That is correct.
It's a great deal. I mean,
It's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
The show is free and will always be free. So enjoy the show. The blog is free, and I think there's
Can't
some.
say always. You don't know the future.
It's free right now today. Enjoy this show, and there are some great youth ministry resources that are really cheap but really helpful. Katie's got some. We've all got some, and I think there's enough on there to go. This is something that maybe I should consider member.
That's
Yeah,
great.
being a member of.
But the student leadership piece is that every month we give a student leadership training.
Yeah, I mean, there is in the whole thing is really chock full of you get training for yourself with the Mentor Me audio that you do, and that's also could be good with your volunteer leaders. I think even some of them could be good with student leaders, and then you do a video training that's directed right towards
Volunteers.
the adult volunteers, and then there's a student leader piece that really, just because we know that so many different youth ministries do student leadership different and some don't do it, that we actually created it's like an 8-page deal that you could use one of 3 or 4 different ways.
Yeah, you can either run the student leadership meeting yourself with that, or
Yeah.
you can give it to kids and let them do it on
Let
their
do
own.
stuff on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
Hey, the mystery download for August was Youth Specialties gave us a video of Bob Goff the author of Love Does, his general session at
Oh,
last
that's
year's
cool.
convention. It was very cool. It was a nice little mystery. July YM360 gave us something.
Yep. Someone just sent an email today saying how much they appreciated that Bob Goff video.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, we hope very soon that we're gonna have a new set for the podcast. It's not.
Yeah, maybe we can upgrade to whiteboards.
Right after our big celebration for the year that
There
we're
you
going to
go.
plan now.
There
up
you
top.
go. Good to be with you guys. Katie,
Yeah, it's
have a
fun.
fabulous time at camp.
Oh,
you.
no
I'm
one's
so
watching the
excited.
red light.
Oh.
And we will be together very, very soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Appreciate what you do.
Next week.
Love you
Oh,
guys.
maybe not next week. Because we got
Well,
camp, right?
It'll be
Oh,
next
okay.
week by the time you upload this.
Well, hopefully we'll be
I'm
back
on the
to
ball.
paper.
I could tell.
questions.
Are we done?
I can tell you were on your game today.
Nobody had better jokes than I did. What are you talking about?
As usual.
As
Whoa.
Always the best.
Star of the show.